So you got close to him after he resigned.
Yes.
And who made the phone call? Did Buchanan make the introduction to him, or did he reach out to you directly?
What happened was he resigned and left the office on August 9th. Of course, we were all depressed and down. Okay, who was close to him then was Ron Ziegler, his press secretary, went with him out to San Clemente after he resigned, along with a handful of other people. Jack Brennan, his military aide. Diane Sawyer was with him as one of the aides, press aides. And after about 10 days, 8 or 9, 10 days, Ziegler called me up and said, look, we need some help out here. We're short-staffed. And I was still on the White House staff. President Ford was president. And they said they were short-staffed. Ken, you're loyal to the president. You showed that during the impeachment process. Can you come out and help us out? Because we really have a lot of problems. So I flew out there on a military plane, and I had my first one-on-one meeting with Richard Nixon. It was really unnerving to me because now here's the president of the United States, and I'm having my first one-on-one meeting. And he was, they were after him for back taxes. He had no job. They wanted to disbar him in California. He had no income. They wanted to disbar him in New York. There were subpoenas floating all over the place. I had my law degree. Of course, they had depended on that. They had no structure of a budget in San Clemente, and they wanted me to help put his financial life in order. And so I sat down with him, and I'm depressed because I'm 29 years old, and I didn't know what the hell was going to go on with my life. And here he was. He had lost the most precious thing he ever wanted to achieve in his life. And I thought, what is this going to be like? I'm in San Clemente now, sitting one-on-one with him. And you know what? He says to me, one of the first things he says, Ken, don't get down. We have to look ahead. We can't look back. We have to look forward. And I thought, oh my gosh, here I am. I'm feeling low and depressed and thinking my life is shattered because I'm going to probably lose my job at the White House. And everything he's lost is gone. He's lost his income. He has no job.
Was he a millionaire at the time?
Huh?
Was he a millionaire at the time?
Oh, I don't think so. No, he had property, but they were trying to go after him on his property. He had to get rid. He was going to have to get rid of his property because they felt that he had improperly used federal funds to build up his property in Florida, and so that
this reminds me of somebody.
Yeah, that's right.
Except add a couple zeros. I mean, it just reminds me of
no.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, they were after him. They wanted to.
But it sounds like they were successful with him, though.
Yeah.
Do you think they were successful with trying to destroy Nixon?
Well, not in the end, because he was so resilient. He was mentally resilient, and we can get into that because this is how he came back. We started that he was already planning his comeback mentally. He was looking ahead. That's what the whole point of that conversation was. He was already looking forward and looking ahead, and in those dark recesses of his life, and at that moment, he was thinking ahead as, how am I going to rebuild my life? How am I going to come back?
So this is August 8th of 74. You're 29.
Yeah.
He's 61,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And he's losing the job that he always wanted to have. This was what he wanted to do for a long, long time.
Right.
He wasn't shy about it. His dream was to be the president. And how much after he gets resigned on August 8th are you sitting face to face across from him?
This is 10 days later, and I've got this is about an hour and a half meeting. I'm sure I have notes somewhere, and I'm sitting down with him saying, here's your financial situation, here's what our options are, plus I'm trying to organize the staff, a staff budget. We have certain monies that we can get. There's transition funds, and here's the staff we can organize. And it's at that point that he says, he's been told by Ziegler how loyal I was, and he knew I was loyal, and I worked on the anti-impeachment. And then he says, look, I'm going to write a book, a memoir, and if that happens, I'd like you to come out here and work with me on my memoirs. And I said, I'd really love to do that.
And at that time, how are you getting paid?
I'm still on the White House staff working for Jerry Ford.
Got it.
But 10 days later, I return to the White House, and then I get fired.
10 days later, August 18, you go back to the White House and you get fired.
Roughly in that time
Is
frame.
it because they found out that you went and had a meeting with Nixon?
Yeah, of course.
Why?
Yeah.
Because they were like, why are you meeting with Nixon and you didn't tell us about it?
No. They knew I was out there, but they were eventually going through the White House staff and deciding, well, now who on the White House staff?
Loyalists to him, they're getting rid of him.
Yeah, they got rid of Pat Buchanan. They got rid of me.
Who's they? Is they Ford?
Yeah, Ford's people, yeah.
So
They didn't want us around.
Isn't Ford's people Nixon's people?
Well, of course, Nixon appointed Ford.
That's what I'm saying. So when you're saying Ford's people are getting rid of Nixon's people, it's another way of saying Nixon's people who were against him revealed themselves by getting rid of the people that were fully loyal to Nixon.
Yeah.
That's a better way of saying it.
We were baggage because they didn't want anybody around who supported the anti-impeachment.
Was there friction between Ford and Nixon where Ford didn't like Nixon?
I have no idea what went on between the two of them. I think there was, afterwards, there was a little bit of bad blood, unfortunately.
From Nixon to Ford or Ford to Nixon?
I think Ford to Nixon.
Ford to Nixon.
Yeah, because, after the pardon, Ford took a lot of heat, and I think Ford felt like he may have lost the presidency because of the pardon.
One of the best decisions I ever made in my life was joining the U.S. Army. When I served the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, the level of pride of America being the greatest country in the world went to the roof. If you are a veteran, or if you support veterans, you have family members, Veterans Day, we have brand spanking new gear for you to choose from, a whole plethora of options of what to choose from, with shirts that say we support armed veterans, I am an armed veteran, dog tags, shirts, hats, all of the different gears that we have. And for the first 250 people that place an order, you have the option of 12 to 15 brand spanking new mugs that we have. One says Angry Patriot, another one says BizDoc, another one has got the U.S. flag, another one has PBD Podcast or Valuetainment or A Future Looks Bright. Go to vtmerch.com, place your order for Veterans Day. These things are going to go very quickly, and you'll get a custom mug that'll be sent your way.